Okay, there's me. And for some reason the screen's all dark. Okay. I think I'm just gonna start and just kind of hope that this is recording, right? Okay, I'm just gonna start and hope that it is filming. Hi, Mr. Williamson. Um, this is my stream for your class. We're gonna see how long this goes on for, and if this one somehow lasts longer than the other ones, then I'm gonna upload it. Sorry, I've been doing this for like about an hour now. It's been painful. I tried to do it yesterday and it didn't work. It worked for a little bit, but then it cut out at one point. So I'm doing it again just at my normal home, and okay, it's not. But that's not what I'm looking at. Hold on, let me try presenting again. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop screen and then I'm gonna present. Share screen. Try again. I don't know. Okay. That's these. Okay, there we go. That's my screen, and what I'm doing for the stream is ranking A24 movies. So, I'm just gonna make sure you can see it from here. Yeah, okay, it looks like you can. So I'm gonna be ranking A24 movies for my stream. Just like a quick overview, A24 is a independent independent film studio who's been mostly producing, well, not producing, mostly just advertising movies, but as of recently, they've been also producing them. Recently, since like 2016, 2015, around that time. But the movies I'm looking at right now, what I did yesterday, and this is when the stream got cut off and the video got cut off. So, I kind of lost that footage. But what I did yesterday was I really like this particular tier ranking list, as you can see, because it has normal tiers S, A, B, C, D, F, F being the worst, S being the best. But it also has two other tiers down here that's will not see and have not seen. And yesterday, what I did was I put all of the movies that I'm planning never to see and the movies that I just have not seen yet on these two tiers. So I did that yesterday and talked through them. But again, I lost that footage, so I'm just gonna quickly go over all the movies, not all the movies, but some of the movies here that I haven't seen that I want to see later in the future, like Red Rocket. I really want to see. That's by Sean Baker, and he made Anora, and he also made one of my favorite movies that actually I'm going to be talking about here hopefully in a second. And then some of these movies I also really like this list because some of these movies are really new. Like, I don't even think, like, Friendship with Paul Rudd, I don't even think that's out yet. But some of these are so new, they're still in theaters, like Warfare and Opus. I do really want to see Warfare. That movie actually got like a recommendation by a film critic called The Critical Drinker, who very rarely talks positively about films. He's kind of an asshole. He's a very strict critic, which I kind of respect, but also it's very negative. So whenever he has like a good thing to say about a movie, that's pretty cool. So he had pretty good words to say about Warfare, so I'm excited to see that at some point. And then Opus, I've been hearing like mixed reviews about it. This one just came out. It has it kind of follows that basic kind of formula that's been very popular the last few years with the whole a cult leading a normal person in and kind of tricking them into staying there and then doing really horrible horror like movie things while they're observing. And it's kind of getting played out. A lot of people on the internet complaining about that because that happened with I mean, it's really popular right now, with other modern movies like Midsommar and Get Out, which had the same kind of formula. But I kind of still want to see it because of the cast. I really love Kevin Bacon and Ayo Edebiri, and just having them in the same movie together, like it seems so crazy and surreal to me. So I still want to see it. And then other movies up here that I want to see. Most of these movies, I'm not gonna lie, I am a massive A24 fan, but I also didn't know some of these movies existed before I looked at this list. And some of these are also like they are sorry, I'm gonna keep like going back and forth with this because this has been just like completely shutting down on me, and it's genuinely started to piss me off at some point. But okay, it seems like it's going okay right now. Just the internet connection in my house is so on the rocks. So let's just like give me a silent prayer. Hopefully, make sure. I mean, if you're watching this footage, then obviously it worked this time. But we're just gonna silently pray and hope that it actually works this time, or I will freak out. Anyway, the other movies here that I really wanted to see, but I haven't had the time yet. I really wanted to see First Cow and On the Rocks, Waves, and In Fabric. These are all together, luckily. The Tragedy of Macbeth I've also really wanted to see, but I didn't have the time, and that's kind of a longer one. God, what else? We Live in Time, kind of a more recent one that I wanted to see. American Honey, Amy, which is supposed to be a biopic. A lot of these here are like biopics. They're not under like the main A24 umbrella. I also really wanted to see High Life, Native Son, and Lean on Pete, which is right here. So those are all the movies that I've really wanted, that I've either never heard of, so I don't want to like jump to conclusions and say that I wouldn't ever want to see them, so I just put them on the not seen area. Like I've never heard of Slow West before, or Ginger and Rosa before I like looked up this list, which is crazy. And then the will not see list is pretty short, luckily, but these are all movies that have pretty terrible ratings, and everyone is kind of like agreed online, at least, that they're the lesser of A24 movies. A24 movies are usually really well known for their high quality and their high standards, but these movies just kind of slipped through the cracks there. Y2K is supposed to be really boring, and it's just supposed to be really bad, apparently. I really don't know. Obviously, I can't really judge completely, but some of these I've seen the trailer for, like The Front Room looks really terrible just based off the trailer. And then some of these just have really terrible readings. Like, this is actually Charles Swan the Third is actually A24's first movie, and it is apparently supposed to be really terrible, which honestly, like, when a studio is making their first movie, I don't expect it to be good. I think it's okay that it's a bad movie. They eventually got their standing. Like Ginger and Rose is apparently their second movie, and that has pretty good ratings, but it's not really well known. And then yeah, so just like one reason or another, I'm really not interested in seeing these few movies right here. And then the rest of these I've ever never heard of, or I really wanted to see, but I haven't had enough time to. And then the rest of these down here are movies that I have seen. So the basis of this stream, I'm just going to keep checking back and forth. Okay, 9 minutes. Cool. The basis of the stream is going to be me talking about this list of movies down here that I have seen. So the very first image, this is A24's third movie, and this movie was the movie that basically like catapulted them into stardom. Like this is the movie that really started it for them, and it's Spring Breakers. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. Well, okay, that maybe zoom out a bit because it's kind of a scandalous poster, I'm not gonna lie. Spring Breakers is okay, and this is just rating on my opinion of these movies, by the way. And anyway, okay, from S as the best tier and then F as the worst tier. Okay, Spring Breakers is a really interesting crime drama thriller movie, and it's one of those movies that got so popular because the star power in it. Selena Gomez is in it, but it was also really scandalous for her because she was getting off the heels of working for Disney Channel in The Wizards of Waverly Place. But this movie like has her and other girls like kind of wearing it's not underwear, but it's, bikinis, and they're kind of strutting around. And it's actually not her character that's the most it's actu her character is supposed to be, like, kind of the pure one in the group, which that element did bother me about the film, having a purist in the film. But other than that, I really like Spring Breakers. It's a movie that's mostly based on vibes, which is kind of a theme for a lot of A24 movies. And I thought that it was really cool. It's actually named Quentin Tarantino's favorite film of, I think it came out 2014. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I love the neon glow of it. I think all the acting's great, and it's just a really fun film, and I can definitely see why it's the first one that got A24 started in the film industry, really. And I'm going to move this one, I think, to B tier, if I can go up. Okay, I'm gonna move this one to B tier right now. I might think about, like, moving it. I'm gonna, like, keep it open. I might move things around, from, like, B tier to A tier. And now okay, sorry, it just went down. Okay, The Spectacular Now is the next film here. This is actually the I literally just watched this movie on, Saturday night right after prom, 'cause, this movie also has a big prom scene, which is cool. And I was like, "Oh, okay, prom. I just got done with prom, so now I can watch a prom movie, and it's an A24 movie, and I need to get ready for this list," so it really worked out. And, I liked it. Well, okay, I thought it was okay, for a teen movie coming out of the decade that it did, the 2010s. It's better than what a lot of movies were trying to be, because it has flawed characters. The main character is actually flawed, which is something that a lot of teen movies struggle with, and they're mostly relatable flaws, other than his drinking issue, which I feel like a lot of American teenagers don't have. Um, but, the characters, they don't other than the female character, the female love interest who seems just completely perfect, which is just an issue, I think, with a lot of films. Um, this movie was relatively likable. It had funny moments, and it had, like, a lot of surprising actors that I didn't expect it would be in it. I forgot the actor's name, but the guy who's the star of Better Call Saul, is in this movie for a hot second, which took me off guard completely, but it was kinda cool seeing him. And I think all the performances were great. It's just not a lot to write home about. It's not that interesting. There are better teen movies, but there are also a lot worse teen movies, like Perks of Being a Wildflower, which I really hate, honestly. But yeah, it's not all that realistic, but, you could have it worse, basically, which shouldn't be the staple of a good movie, so I'm gonna put this one in C tier, because there are still enjoyable elements about it, but it's just not good enough for me for it to, like, warrant being somewhere higher. Okay, my annual check. Everything looks good. Yeah, okay. I don't wanna get my hopes up with this stream, because I yesterday, I went on for, like, 40 not yesterday, the no, yeah, yesterday, I was doing a stream for, like, 40 minutes, and I had 40 minutes of footage, and then all of a sudden it just cut, so I was really heartbroken by that. It took me so long to get there, and then it died on me, It was so annoying. But okay, just holding my head high, hoping I can get through this. The next movie we have is Enemy by Denis Villeneuve. This movie's interesting because it's pre-Dune, it's pre-Blade Runner 2049. Um, and it definitely has the vibe of director's first, like, I don't know if this is his first, but it's definitely one of his first movies. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because, A24, they're well known for, like, starting directors out, like Greta Gerwig, and the Daniel brothers, like a lot of directors. Oh yeah, Robert Eggers. Um, and yeah, anyway, this movie itself is so I feel like this is the first movie in A24's lineup that I thought was so weird. Although granted, I haven't seen their first two movies, but this movie was the first A24 movie that they made that made me, like, shock. maybe shocked. Just the vibe itself is so it's hard to describe, but it's kind of solemn the entire time, and there's kind of a sense of dread. It is a thriller, but the story itself, when I describe it, it's not that serious. Like, okay, without spoilers, the story is about a man who's living a normal life, and then one day his coworker recommends him this movie, and he watches it, and he sees one of the background actors, and he notices the background actor looks exactly like him, and then he looks into this guy who looks exactly like him, and then he um, finds his contact information, and then they meet in real life, and it's just kind of this observation of how these two people cope with having somebody that looks exactly like you, and kind of the experiments that they try to take with that. And then the ending is so weird. I have to recommend this movie just because of the ending. I know it's one of those movie endings where you have to look up what it means at the end. But I thought it was really interesting, and it made me want to read the book that this movie was based on, and I thought it was really well directed. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think I'll put it maybe B tier right now. It is a little slow, and really the only thing that really blew me away with it was the ending. So I'll put it in B tier for now. Okay, just check on this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep doing this because I would be devastated because this stream is going really well right now, and if it just cuts on me again, I don't expect me to come into school tomorrow if that happens. I mean, you wouldn't see the stream because it would cut again, but yeah, anyway, sorry. Okay, Under the Skin. This is gonna be my first hot take and probably not my last. I thought this movie was pretty okay. Um, it's pretty it's pretty boring. It's watching Scarlett Johansson drive in a car for several hours talking to random men, which is fine, but it's not that interesting to me. But the film is so weird because it has really amazing moments hidden throughout, like moments that genuinely blew me away, but you have to like kind of slug through just these boring driving scenes, and some of it is like has really interesting commentary, and some of the scenes are just genuinely beautiful to look at. And I also really like how it's set in Scotland. It just has a beautiful it Scotland is just like a really beautiful filming location. Um but it's just okay, so the story is about Scarlett Johansson, who's a alien in this movie, and she's luring men to her house to steal their skin from them to give to other aliens. And one thing I really did love about this movie is that they didn't try to explain it all the way. They just they don't try to hold your hand at all. They just try to like let you figure it out for yourself, and I think they give enough hints for you to kind of understand it. There's not much dialogue in it, and the visual effects are gorgeous. The ending's gorgeous and kind of weird, but everything else is just kind of it feels like you're waiting for the next big event, instead of enjoying the moment. So I'm gonna I don't know, those moments are really good. When it gets good, it gets good, So I think I'm gonna put it in B tier, you know? I don't know, maybe I'll switch that around later, but yeah, right now it's B tier. Okay, not crashing, so I guess we're good. Okay, now Locke with Tom Hardy. The main appeal about this movie is that it stars Tom Hardy. Honestly, it's a very entertaining movie. I really enjoyed watching it. It doesn't do anything like massive with it other than maybe Tom Hardy's performance. It, I mean, this movie, if they didn't get such a good actor, it would not have worked. It would have just completely fell on its face because the entire movie is literally set in a car. It's Under the Skin, but literally just in the car. But luckily, I mean, the story goes like the guy, he's in his car and he's trying to drive to a hospital where a woman is giving birth with his child, and he's trying to figure out all these work issues and everything else. Um, and some emotional issues that's going on with him with his past. And it's he Tom Hardy makes it very fun. You know, it's thrilling in a way, and you do care about what happens. It's not like incredible. I mean, the story, it's not like it's not like 12 Angry Men or something. It's not like incredibly groundbreaking, but it is entertaining for what it is. So I think I'll put it in B tier for now. I don't like putting too many movies in one tier because I feel like I'm relying on the B tier too much. But I'll change it around if I need to. Maybe I'll put okay, anyway. Okay, here's the first movie I don't like, Tusk. God, this movie's bad. It's a body horror and not a good one. And it centers around this guy who is was going to interview someone else, and that plan fell through. And then he comes across this ad in a bathroom of a bar, with this one guy who has this obsession with walruses, and then he kidnaps the interviewer, and then he turns him into a freaking human walrus, and it's bad. um, I do like to be fair, any A24 movie, even a bad A24 movie, I would watch 100 times over like a mid Marvel movie. I would rather watch a bad independent film than an okay um mainstream movie, because at least this movie, I can't say that they're being safe. I can't say that they're not taking risks. The thing that I love about A24 the most probably is all the risks they take in filmmaking. That's what makes art amazing, all the risks that are being taken. But Tusk was not a good risk. I still am glad that it exists. I just don't like it. The only element about it that I kind of liked was the body horror element. I am a kind of a fan of body horror, with like David Cronenberg and the movie that just came out, The Substance, really great body horror in that film. But other than that, none of the characters were interesting. Even the scientist kind of fell flat. None of the performances were that great. And yeah, I'm just gonna put this one in F tier. Again, I would rather watch this any day over like some sort of mainstream movie that's playing it completely safe. But if I could choose, I would just not watch any of them. Okay, a most violent year. Um, I really wanted to like this movie. I really wanted to like it, but God, was it boring. It's a crime thriller. It's kind of it's an organized crime, kind of in the same vein of like a Martin Scorsese thriller, but way more boring. Like Goodfellas. Like if Goodfellas was Coke, this would be Diet Pepsi. I feel like it would be like it would be a good baby's first crime film. But I watched it and I was really bored during it. I think the performances by Oscar Isaac, I think I'm saying his right name. And yeah, Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain were pretty much the only thing that could kind of save this film, and I think they did really good. And there were a couple of really good scenes in it, like the driving through the train scene. It's just not a movie I could recommend. It's so boring. It's just like when I saw the title and I realized it's an organized crime movie made by A24, I got so excited, and I saw the cast and I was even more excited, and then it just completely fell flat. It's just, yeah, I really wanted to like it, but it's just kind of okay. I think I'll put it in D tier. Because there are saving elements in it, like the performances, but mostly it's just super bland. Okay, Ex Machina. This movie is one of A24's most popular. It's sci-fi, and it has really interesting topics about conversations about sentience and sci-fi and what that means for humanity. I think it's a really interesting movie. It has great performances, and It's one of those films that you can't feel the budget. I mean, with most A24 movies, you cannot like feel the budget with it, which, their budget's really small, like around like some of them are like under $1 million, which is I know that might sound like a lot of money, but for movies, that's really freaking cheap. But yeah, I think the budget for this one was like around 8 million, and it does not show. It is an amazing looking movie. Alex Garland, I think this was his directorial debut, and it's really a great movie. The characters are really interesting, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. I think I'm gonna put this one in A tier, the first A tier movie. I think first A tier. Yeah. Okay. Ex Machina. Okay, Mississippi Grind. This movie I also watched really recently. It's a fun movie. Okay, let's just make sure nothing got shut down. And yeah, we are all good according to this. Okay, I guess we're good. Mississippi Grind. Really fun movie. This movie could have been really bland, and it wasn't. It's a pretty predictable movie, I'm not gonna lie, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Um, it does follow, like, a lot of tropes, and you can kinda guess what's gonna happen, but the way that it's presented makes it so much better. This movie probably has my favorite Ryan Reynolds performance. He's not really an actor that I associate with range at all. He kinda just plays himself in every role that I see of him, but he did have some really good emotional moments in this film. Although he was kind of playing himself again, but it's the best performance I've seen of him, basically. He's trying something, you know? And then this is also one of those movies that has a really unlikable main character, which does work for other movies and doesn't work for others. Does work with some movies and doesn't work for others. I think it works for this movie mostly. I don't like him, but he's not very sympathetic. But you kinda understand where he's coming from, like, you can't, like you it's I mean, it's about gambling. It's putting so much of your life away into chance, and if you go home with nothing, then you just feel completely defeated, and you definitely feel that in this film, you know? And it's a really likable movie, and it has a really good screenplay, I think, and really good direction, and really good performances. So I think I'm gonna put this one, other than like I do think it has some pacing issues, and some events kind of feel like they come out of nowhere. Some characters feel like they kind of come out of nowhere, and also like I said before, it's pretty predictable. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier for now, but I did really enjoy it. Okay. I feel like I'm putting too many of these in B tier. Ooh, okay, Room. This movie is emotionally devastating. One thing that you're gonna notice through a lot of these movies is that a lot of them made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, how long have I been streaming for? Okay, almost 30 minutes. Sorry. Okay, this is gonna go like way past my usual sleep time. But whatever. Oh, sorry, I was learn how to do. That was a video I was playing earlier to learn how to stream. It did not work. But anyway, Room is the next movie here. Really great performances by Brie Larson and the child actor. I forgot his name, but he was so good in this movie. One of the best. A24 is like really good at finding child actors to play their roles, like really good child performances. I don't know how they do it each time, but like usually they're like a 50-50 if it's gonna be good, but like I don't know, A24 nails it pretty much every time, as far as I've seen at least. Anyway, Room is really emotionally devastating. It's based on a true story about a young woman who is kidnapped, and she's taken hostage for 7 years. And while she's being held hostage, she's impregnated by her kidnapper. And it's basically like the story is basically the escape of them trying to get out of there, which isn't a spoiler, by the way. It's like in the trailer, it shows them escaping. And like half of the movie is just them out and trying to live their lives outside of what they were used to, which I feel like the only real drawback with this movie is I think it goes on for too long. Like they live their life outside, and it is kind of an interesting look into how this little boy the movie is from his perspective, and it's kind of like how a child who was raised in captivity all his life reacts to being in a new world surrounded by new people when he only knew two people his entire life, his mother and the man that had them kidnapped. So it's just a really interesting look into that, and I think they did a really great job. It's a super serious movie. It's a tearjerker, and it's very good, I think. And so I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. I might move this to S tier, actually. It's a really great film. Okay, got a lot to get through. Um, okay, the Witch. Actually, it's called The Witch, but it looks like it's saying The Witch, so that's kind of a running joke. I think this is the first horror movie here. Okay, The Witch is very good. It's Robert Eggers' directorial debut. It's such a wonderful movie. It's so dreadful. Like a lot of Robert Eggers' movies, you can just categorize as being really dreadful, just full of dread. Um, but this movie just kind of takes it to a new level. I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so we're still going strong, ladies and gentlemen. Um, this movie just kind of completely puts it on a new level, and it's so culturally or historically accurate. The setting and the dialogue, especially, and just all of this stuff, and it really puts you in the space of the heads of these characters. It's really an excellent movie. It's so dark and brooding, and it takes its time with its pacing. This might be an S tier movie. It's so now the more that I think about The Witch, the more I like it. Um, I really love Robert Eggers's movies. I think he has to be a top 5 director for me. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in S tier. The more I think about this movie, the more I love it. Go up. S tier movie. Okay, now next movie we have is Green Room. Okay, this is their second horror movie. A lot of people talk about this movie. I do think it's a little underrated, but a lot of people kind of act like it's incredibly underrated. I think the horror in this movie is like where this film shines the most. It is okay. So that synopsis for this movie. A bunch of band members are, a bunch of local band members are hired to play at a concert. Um, for a white supremacist group, and they end up witnessing a murder. In One of the members ends up witnessing a murder, so they're like trapped in this place, and they start getting picked off one by one. And it's the horror aspects. There are like a select amount of scenes where it really puts you in the head of these characters, and it's really like just dreadful, and it is a scary movie, I'm not gonna lie. I think it is one of A24's scarier films, and I just remember like just being at the like sitting at the top of my seat during these, my heart racing during this movie. It is a really good horror film, and I think you would appreciate this, Mr. Williamson, specifically, and also Mr. Paulie McGovern, because of the references to a lot of classic bands. And I think this poster itself is supposed to like reference a band album. I don't know which band, but yeah, it's supposed to be like really influential in that way. So I think I'm gonna, but that stuff, I'm not really into stuff like that, so it kind of went over my head personally. But I would definitely recommend this to any horror fan and or person that's really into music. I know there's a better word for that, but I'm a little tired. I can't think of it right now. The Lobster, a really weird film. A24 is also really known for their weird movies, as you will see soon. Um, I think this was one. It's not his first movie. Oh God, what's the name of the director? It's gonna drive me crazy. He made Poor Things last year. This was one of his first movies, and he kind of like got his start in with A24. The Lobster is, well, okay, he didn't get a start here. I know he made a movie or two beforehand, but his movies made by A24 were the ones that kind of like pushed him to stardom, especially with The Lobster being how weird it is. It's kind of an interesting character study. I don't know. I didn't love this movie as much as I think everyone else did, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. I enjoyed the atmosphere, the setting, um, and yeah. So I think I'll put this one in B tier, maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'll put it in B tier. Okay. Oh God, Swiss Army Man's next. I love this movie so much. I'm not even going to talk about what it's about because it is so gross. It is so weird. Um it's gross. I'm not going to lie. It is really gross, but it's about the human experience, and aspects of it, and like not shying away from the weirder side of the human experience, which is something I like respect the hell out of. Um, it is, but the performances are so great, and it's such a wholesome story, and it's so weird. I love weird movies. It's one thing you'll learn about me is if it's the weirder the better, really. But it's a gross movie, I'm not gonna lie. But it's not one of those movies that's just gross for gross sake. It does work towards the message. It's not a movie that holds back, which is good. Um, that's another like aspect. Like a movie like this would never ever be produced by any other studio except A24. So that was pretty awesome. I'm gonna put this one in S tier. I love this movie so much. It's so gross. It's so weird. But I can't like recommend it to anyone because it's just so weird. It's probably the weirdest one here actually. Okay, Moonlight. God, this movie it's so weird following up Swiss Army Man with Moonlight. But anyway, Moonlight's a masterpiece. It is. It did, yeah, the 2016 fiasco where La La Land was announced, but Moonlight was the winner. It was kind of sad because it kind of like overshadowed Moonlight's win, but Moonlight deserves all of the respect that it gets as a film. It is a heartbreaking movie, and it is like just so wonderful. Yeah, it's I don't know, I can't say anything about it that not 100 other people have already said about it. It's just really sad, and it's really wonderful, and it's just so good. So I'm gonna put it in S tier because I really don't have anything else I can say about it. It's just fantastic, really. S tier. Okay. I'm suspicious how well this is going. I still have an hour and a half left, and I am. Oh God, I'm gonna go to bed at like 11:30. I wake up at 5:15. I started on my Chromebook doing this at like 7ish, and it just took so long to figure this stupid thing out, and now it's working, and it wasn't working yesterday. So let's hope I'm not wasting my time. 20th Century Woman. This movie, I liked it. I think it is an interesting narrative. I know it's based off a true story, about a young man who has his mother who, I think his father left, and then his mother doesn't exactly know how to raise him because he's a young man, and so she enlists the help of a couple of other women that are living in her like apartment, or I guess she owns this house, and it's kind of a complex. Um, some really great wholesome performances in it. Greta Gerwig and, oh God, Annette Bening, I think that's her name. And it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's not anything really to write home about, but I liked it. I think I'll put it. Ugh, Jesus, I think I'll put it in B tier. B tier. Okay. One thing you're gonna notice about me is that, like, with A24 movies, I can go on all day. I don't think I can do this with any other movie. Okay, A Ghost Story. Ah, shoot. No, I haven't seen this one yet. I really wanted to, but I haven't. It's just I forgot to take that out of the list. I know it's super sad is the thing. And I wanna have the right, like, mental capacity to take it in. It's supposed to be, like, a story about a man who dies, and it's, like, him watching his wife grieve from the dead. Um, I don't know if I can take that right now, I'm not gonna lie, but it's supposed to be emotionally devastating, but also really wonderful. It's one of A24's most popular films, and I really wanna watch it at some point, just not now, you know? Okay, Good Time. Good Time is a good time. Actually, no, it's not, but it's a really good movie. God, this movie was one of the first that really got me, like, pumped for A24 films. It really it brought my blood to a all-time high, you know? It almost put me in cardiac arrest. It's a great film. It's so stressful, and also, like, this is the first movie I think I watched with Robert Pattinson not being a bad actor. You know, he when he left the Twilight franchise, he got into a lot of independent films, and that he made his way into bigger films like Batman and Mickey 17, and this is one of the movies that kinda catapulted him in the industry where they started to take him more seriously as an actor rather than just, like, a romance actor, and yeah, he's really great in this movie, and so is the other actor, I can't quite remember his name, Safdie, I know the name of the directors. He also directs the film, the Safdie brothers, they're really great, um, and they're kind of an A24 darling. They also made Uncut Gems, which is right here, and I'll talk about that one in a minute. Sorry, hang on. Hey, Dad.
Good night.
Good night.
You get to bed soon?
Probably not. But this is like the only time I can do this because it's actually working this time. And it was just like driving me crazy for 2 hours, and now it's actually working. And
short drive. Might as well just stay out and walk.
My father, Mr. Williamson. Good night. Okay, back to the ranking. Yeah, Good Time, I think I'm gonna put in A tier. It's not a good time because it's a stressful time, but it's also a good time because it's a great movie. Good Time. I do think it's better than Uncut Gems, which is probably my another controversial opinion. Okay, The Florida Project, I'm just gonna be blunt now, is one of my favorite movies, just period. Not even just favorite A24 movies. So is Swiss Army Man too. Those movies are just some of my favorites, just in general, you know? Peak filmmaking. This is also a really heartbreaking movie. It's by Sean Baker. If you've seen any of his other movies, you kind of understand it, where he's coming from as a filmmaker. A lot of his movies are about sex workers and humanizing their stories. And the main character in this film is a child, so you know she's not a sex worker, but her mother is, and it's her watching her life, having her life begin in this area that's not great. You know, it's such an interesting allegory. She lives in a motel that's on the outskirts of Florida, kind of in the slums, the forgotten area, and it's right next to Disneyland. Um, so there's so many people just like going to that area to go to Disneyland, just kind of completely disregarding all the people that are there that are living in poverty, you know? And it's a really great movie. The performances are just like top notch. I think these are some of the best. This might be like the best movie with the best child performances I've ever seen. Like even more than Stand by Me. It's just a really fantastic film. It's so sad. Um Mostly like when you take it in its context, it's really heartbreaking. Especially the ending, but the ending is kind of controversial to this movie, but I think it's perfect, honestly. So I'm gonna put this one in S tier. This is just a peak movie. If I can get it. God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. S tier. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Sorry, I was just like eavesdropping on my mom. Anyway, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Another controversial opinion, I think this one is overrated. I think it's okay. I think the performances are the thing that kind of makes this one work, but it's the direction is clear. It's very it knows itself, which is good. I'm sure this movie would work for a lot of other people. It just did not work for me. The sorry, the emotional imbalance is kind of just all over the place with this movie. And that's fine. It works for some people. Quick check. Please don't be crashing. No. Okay, we're good. Yeah. No one's watching right now, but to each their own. If somebody comes on, then I'll put on a performance. The reason they're probably not watching is because of the way I'm talking right now. I'm sorry, I'm pretty tired. And I'm gonna have to do this for the next 1 hour and 20 minutes. So, okay, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Luckily, I took a nap today, so um, kind of overrated. It's really stilted. I understand where the direction is going, but I just could not get by it. It kind of bored me, and it was really dark, and it's a bad time, but not in a good way, if that makes sense. There's a lot of movies that are a bad time, but they're really great films to me. But this just wasn't it, honestly. I'm just gonna put it in. But it is very so because I recognize it's a competently but it's just not for me. Okay. Go all the way back down and now back to masterpieces, Lady Bird. This movie is one of the most um relatable films I've ever watched. It's so good. It was directed by Greta Gerwig. It's her first movie, and it's not even about a lot. It's just about a girl who's growing up in, I think it was Minnesota, and she's living kind of under the poverty line, and actually not poverty. That's kind of she's under middle class, I would say, but not by a lot. Her family's kind of like in this weird position financially, and she is kind of rebellious, and it's about her life, and it's told in a really relatable human way, which is just so uniquely A24. And it's just a really good movie. I'm gonna put it in S tier. Screw it. I related heavily to it, and it also does my confirmation hit me in a way that really helped. So that might also just be personal bias, but screw it, whatever. It's my list, right? Okay, The Disaster Artist. This movie is really funny. This is another movie I just watched recently. It's really funny. It's literally about the creation of the worst movie ever, The Room, and I think it's one of A24's most funny movies. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's just like so it knows what it is. It's based off a book, and there's so much crap. Sorry, I just turned off my fan or turned on my fan. It it clearly loves the source material that it is commenting on, the creation of the worst movie ever, The Room, and it clearly has like the cult following that's really behind the creation of it, and it's an enjoyable movie. It's one of the movies from A24 that you can turn on and not take too seriously. I mean, it does have like its emotional moments about like creation, art, and how Hollywood doesn't really give chances, and how a lot of creators feel like they need to take um, their creation into their own hands. So I guess this movie is deeper than I originally stated, but I'm gonna put this one in B tier. It's not one that I'm gonna revisit anytime soon, but it's more of a fun movie than I would say most A24 movies are. And okay, the next one, oh, First Reformed. This movie is so good. It's, I think, A24's most underrated films. I think this might be my favorite A24 movie, I'm not gonna lie. Either this one or Swiss Army Man or The Florida It kind of like goes between those three, but it's a really good movie. It's so I think this is Ethan Hawke's best performance, which is saying something considering I also love the Before trilogy. Um, but he's just so enigmatic here, and he could have easily played it to be too flat or um, just too emotional, but he hits that bar really well. And this movie just kept me thinking. It's one of those films that like you think about way, way after it's finished. So I'm gonna put this one in S tier. I think it's truly one of A24's best. This one is hard to recommend to people though, because it's so religious, but I love that film. I love First Reform so much. It's such a good movie. It's so intelligent and it doesn't hold your hand, and it's just a movie I think that a lot of people should see at least once. Hereditary, wow, this is one of A24's darkest films. It might be the darkest movie, I'm not gonna lie. Um, this movie is it is like it's mostly known for its horror, but I think it should be better known for its tragedy. It is a really heartbreaking story about a family who's falling apart after the death of the matriarch and then the soon death of one of the youngest members. It's really sad. And I'm going to preach this until the day I die, along with hundreds of other people. Toni Collette was snubbed for the Oscar. I'm going to say it till I freaking. Sorry, that was obnoxious, but I'm going to say it till I die. She should have gotten that Oscar and she didn't, you know? Stupid. So dumb. Do better, Academy Awards. She should have at least gotten nominated, you know? Friggin' she didn't even get nominated. God, Hollywood, such a boys' club. Anyway, Hereditary is also, I think this is Ari Aster's it's his first movie was The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, which is actually probably darker than Hereditary, believe it or not, at least in my opinion. But Hereditary it's heartbreaking, it's scary, it is really scary, it's very stressful. Those last 20 minutes are just like it gets under your skin and stays there. It's really, really stressful. So I'm gonna put this one probably an S tier actually. It is a top tier A24 movie. Like whenever people say like this is their favorite A24 movie, I can't blame them. It is just a masterpiece in film. Actually, I might move it down because I didn't love the ending the first. Okay, I don't know. I might move it down because I didn't love the ending the first time I watched it, but I liked it, you know? Okay, stream check. 53 minutes, almost an hour. I have another hour of this. I might run out of movies. I mean, there are other movies I could talk. There are other tier rankings that I could do if I run out of movies here. Sorry, take a break real quick. My speech gets a little slurred after talking for too long, and also I'm kind of congested right now, so. Okay. 8th Grade is the next movie, and God, did I watch this movie at the right and wrong time. Let me explain. 8th Grade is such a relatable film, growing up film. It's directed by Bo Burnham, who is my favorite musical artist, or was my favorite musical artist. He has since dropped off the map, which honestly I don't blame him. The world is kind of crazy right now. But anyway, back to the actual movie. It is really, it is just so relatable. It hurts how relatable this movie is. There are scenes in it that I just like can picture myself saying right now, not even just in 8th grade. And it hurts how relatable that movie is. Just all the things that you say when you're young in your adolescence that you regret so much. There are scenes that I genuinely have to skip over, not because they were gruesome or too sad or scary or whatever, just because I cringed about how relatable it is. It hits in all the right places. It hurts. But it's a really great movie. It is so good. I think I'm going to put it in A tier. It has to be, if I was ranking A24 movies, it would probably be in the top 20. But hits in all the right places to make you cringe, and I know that's the point. So mid-90s, this movie's pretty charming. It's really good. It's short, and I think it was directed by Jonah Hill. His directorial debut. Oh yeah, Jonah Hill. Here we right under the name of the film. I think it is a really good movie. It's I can't call it like as relatable as Eighth Grade because this was directed in the mid-90s, and I wasn't born back then, but I'm sure it does hit that line for a lot of people who grew up back then, like around a lot of 30-year-olds. It probably does hit that really hard. But it is a really good movie. It is I would recommend this movie to a lot of people. It's not super weird or super distressing or scary or gross or stressful like a lot of other A24 movies, which is what makes it really easy to recommend. So I think I'm going to put this one in A tier. My congestion is just like really messing me up. Okay. Climax is next. Oh my god, this movie gave me an aneurysm. This movie was so hard to watch. I watched it during Halloween because it's a horror movie and it shows. The weird thing about this movie, this has to be one of the scariest movies I've ever watched, and the weird thing about it is it's not even a horror. The first maybe 40 minutes, really 40 minutes, it's more of just kind of a dancing drama. It's about, the story itself is about this dance group who are in this I'm not sure where exactly they are, but they're in this studio, and they're at first they're just recording their dance, and then when they get done recording, they celebrate, and they eat and drink, and the plot gets going when it's revealed that someone spiked the sangria with LSD, and it just becomes a hellish nightmare by that point, and it's just so insane where it goes. I do have trouble recommending this movie just because how freaking distressing and dark this movie gets, but it's also really it's really interesting. It's really a good movie. Sorry, I hear my parents talking in the other room, and I'm kind of half listening to what they're saying to make sure that everything's okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna put this one. It's really good. It's like pinnacle of horror. I'm thinking I'm gonna put this one in A tier. I think I would be more open to actually recommending this movie to people because just how just scary it is, and it's so weird because for the first 40 minutes, it's just about all these dance members who are dancing on the dance floor and gossiping with each other about a bunch of just random BS. And then after the 40-minute mark, it's revealed that somebody spiked the sangria, and it just turns hellish. It is crazy, that 180. Okay, The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I just watched this movie too, and it's very good. It is visually stunning. I mean, I might have recency bias because I just watched it, but it is funny, it is stunning, it is emotional. I really liked it. It's a great movie. I feel like it gets overshadowed by a lot of other A24 films that have kind of similar vibes to them, kind of Moonlight and other movies that just kind of have that similar aspect ratio where it's filmed. But I think this movie should not be slept on. It is so good. I think I'm going to put it in A tier. It is so just emotional and just so well put, and there's so much passion behind it, and the acting is so amazing too. Everyone just feels like on top of their game. It's also really funny. It's such a great film. Okay, Midsommar, the movie that scars a lot of people. I actually dressed up as one of the cult members in Midsommar last Halloween. I really love this movie. I have been obsessed with it for a while. I think it's Ari Aster's best movie, actually. I might put this one in S tier too. I don't know, maybe. I think about this movie constantly. It is crazy. Everyone says it's overrated. I don't think that. I think it's perfect. I love it so much. I think I'm gonna put it in S tier, but it is also really hard to recommend because this is one of A24's more crazy films, you know? So it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, but I think it deserves all the hype it gets. The Farewell, uh, aka the movie that made audiences like Aquafina. Um, God, she when she can act, she can act. Like, this is the only film that I've seen of her where I actually like her acting. Um, and it's actually, like, really good. It's not just, like, with Mississippi Grind where, where I actually, like, appreciated, Ryan Reynolds going off script, you know? It's like I actually felt something during her performance, you know? And, it's just such a great movie. It's also just really interesting going into the culture of, and the morality of the idea. The story goes that the patriarch of the monarch of the family, the woman right here, she gets diagnosed with cancer and she's dying. So they and no one tells her this. Basically, it's like it's I guess I think China, I guess it's typical that you don't tell somebody who's dying that they're dying, because that makes them really upset and just regretful of life, and that kills them faster, I guess. And it's this kind of interesting conversation about if you should let somebody know that they're dying, because would that bring them more heartache, or would it be better to let them know because then they can live out the rest of their life? It's a really interesting conversation there. And then it's also just really emotional, these characters kind of like trying to bond and trying to like live out their last weeks with this woman who is dying and she doesn't even know it, you know? And I love this is also based off a true story. And what's amazing is that the older woman who was pronounced as dying, she actually lived, and she lived to see this movie come out. And she didn't even, I guess they turned it to fiction, and she didn't even know that this movie was about her. And then I think she died like in 2022 or something, which is amazing because I think this movie was made in like 2018. Um, so yeah, it's just crazy. It is. Actually, no, I think I got the dates wrong. She was diagnosed probably early 2010s, and then she probably died around like the 2020 mark, I think. I could be wrong about that. Don't at me, but yeah, it's a really amazing true story, and it's just a really wonderful story in of itself. I don't know, it's a little forgettable, some aspects of it, so I think I'm gonna put it in B tier, but the emotional moments hits and the performances hit as well, and it's a really good film. Oh, The Lighthouse. I love The Lighthouse. I love this movie so much. It is so weird. It is another weird one. It's another one by God, I was literally just talking about him. I have a director, you can't see it in the stream, but I have a director list on my wall. Not list, pictures on my wall, and his photo is on there too. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna search it up. The Lighthouse director. House director. Robert Eggers. That's it. Robert Eggers, one of my favorite directors right now, and it's a really. I think this one's slightly better than The Witch, which is really saying something. It's really competently directed. The characters are so well put, and there's only two characters, and it's set on an island, and it's a small one, and it's just really gorgeous cinematography that some of it is supposed to be like reminiscent of religious arts, 18th century religious art, and it's a really interesting story about going crazy, basically. Some really so it's kind of also a history lesson on culture, of the sea culture of like the late 1800s, early to 1920s sort of vibes. 1900s, 1920s. I'm sorry, I'm like my words are getting mixed up now. But anyway, The Lighthouse is a really great film. I think I'm gonna put it in S tier. Actually, I really love this movie. It's really it's a little hard to recommend too because it's also weird and it's kind of grotesque in a way. It's I wouldn't call it horror, but I would definitely say it's a thriller film. It is stressful, but I don't remember getting explicitly scared during it. Movie that made people realize that Adam Sandler can be like a dramatic actor. Spoiler. I don't think I like this movie as much as other people do, but I definitely did get a kick out of it. It's super stressful. It's another Safdie movie, the same directors who made Good Time. I don't think it's quite as good as that movie, but I do think I am grateful that they gave like Adam Sandler an actual like chance to be a more diverse actor. That's what the Safdie Rovers are really known for, like giving actors who were put into Hollywood's box a chance to be bigger than they were. You know, they did that with Robert Pattinson, and they did it with Adam Sandler, and they're coming up with a movie this year that I think stars Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and I don't really love him. I don't even like that guy. I don't like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but if he can like prove himself as a better actor than everyone says he is, then that would be amazing. You know, I just love like stories of actors like breaking out of the mold, and this movie definitely is an example of that. So I think I'm gonna put this one in B tier. I know a lot of people love this film, like um with a capital L, love this movie, but I liked it. You know, I definitely enjoyed it, but I can't say I loved it. You know, and Saint Maud. Okay, uh, this is a weird one. It's it does give the I like it, I don't love it. It's kinda gives me the vibes of a movie. It definitely feels like a first-time directorial film, which it is. I know I've seen the director's other, film, which is actually later in this list, and I slightly like that one better. But I like Saint Maud, you know, it is horror, it is a little predictable, and is a little, it gets a little like boring in some parts, but it is a very pretty film. It knows what it is, and I enjoyed it for what it is. So I think I'm gonna put this one in C tier. I think it could have been more, could have been weirder, could have gone for longer, but you know, it's good for what it is. It's just nothing like significant compared to other A24 movies. Maybe that's the issue though. I'm comparing a lot of these movies to themselves. Okay, how's the stream going? Okay, I still have a lot of time left. Okay, Minari. Great film. Made me emotional. Uh I remember like seeing this movie in a bunch of different streaming sites and thinking that it wasn't like as good as or like thinking that the reason why it's in a bunch of different streaming sites is because it's not as good as other A24 films. And I watched it and I don't think it's like a top tier A24 film, but I think it deserves more respect than it gets. It is it does have some really amazing moments actually with especially with the grandmother character who I think actually won an Oscar for this movie, which is amazing. Um yeah, I liked Minari. I think it deserves B tier, I would say. I think it deserves to be mentioned more often than it does. Like it's one of those movies that I see a lot of people say they really love, but they never talk about it, you know, they never say what it's about. It's one of those movies, you know. Okay, The Green Knight. I love this movie. The Green Knight is such a it's fantasy. It's a modern fantasy movie that we need right now cuz a lot of there's not many modern fantasy movies right now. Sorry. Okay. And this movie is just so good. It's so well directed. It's almost like the aspects of it that are so odd, it almost makes it a horror movie in a way. I don't think it quite crosses that line, but Google says like when you search it up under the genre, it says horror, which it's not, but it is the fantasy aspects almost lean into that. It's kind of like Pan's Labyrinth in that way, I would say. And it's just this really interesting story about facing your destiny, and it's gorgeous. It's a really gorgeous film, and I really loved it. I feel like a lot of people give it slack. I think it's because it didn't exactly follow the A24 sort of, it didn't follow the original material very well. I heard, at least. I'm not too sure about that. You can at me on that. Actually, okay, put this one in AT real quick, but I actually want to show you something. Put it right there. Hold on. Where is it? Not there. I was a part of A24's members society for about a year. Here it is. And on your birthday, you can choose a gift out for yourself from a small collection. And I chose this. And this is, if I don't know if you can see it very well on the stream, like, make sure you can. Yeah, the Green Knight. And it has this really awesome inscription on the back. And then there's, if I can, oh yeah, no, okay, it's pull out. And then there's this awesome artwork by it. And then there's the actual Green Knight. This is Green Knight right here that the story talks about. And then there's some cards. I don't know what that's about. But the there's the story of it. And then I also got the CD, which I don't have a CD player, but it's still pretty cool that I have it. And then there's the actual story of the Green Knight and some really gorgeous artwork. You can't see it. I don't know why. Okay, yeah. Some really gorgeous artwork right here. And some instructions right here. I think these are like ideas for the film. Yeah, I really love this movie. Actually, I might add, we'll see how I feel at the end, but I might add it to S tier. Put this back real quick. Also, this movie has a monologue in it that I was considering doing for the monologue project that we did a while ago, but then I decided to do the monologue from The Master, which is not an A24 movie, but it's a movie directed by one of my favorite directors, Paul Thomas Anderson. Okay, put that back there. I wonder, Mr. Williamson, are you still watching this? Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even blame you if you were. If you are, when I submit this, type the word raindrop in the comments in Google Classroom. Anyway, okay, back to it. Lamb, I don't remember too much about this movie. I remember it being really weird, but I mostly just remember the scene of the little boy with the normal body and the lamb head. And then there's kind of, I don't know, it was kind of a bland movie for what it was. It could have been really interesting. The only thing that, other than the little boy with the lamb head, that stuck out to me of this movie was the cinematography and the location. I love movies that are set in different locations than the US. Actually, well, I love some movies that are set in the US, like Midnight Cowboy. The New York setting is so amazingly used in that film. But I think, like, I have a prejudice is not a bias for movies that are set outside the US because I do want to do a lot more traveling than I already do. And I've always wanted to see the Alps, and I think that's where this movie is set. So I kind of like it for that reason, but I mostly think it's boring. So I'm going to put it in D tier. Hold on, my brother's at the door. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, you can have your computer back. Oh, Shawnee. I finally got the stream working. Mr. Williamson, this is my brother if you're still watching.
Hi. Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm using my I finally figured it out. I was trying to use it on yours, but then it just did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Do you have the games for tomorrow?
Oh, do you not have one?
Yeah.
Hold on, Mr. Williamson. We were bringing games. Oh wait,
they're right there. Yeah.
I forgot.
You stole my poker setup.
I did?
Yeah,
this
it's
is
right
your poker
there.
setup. We were bringing games for the 2-hour delay. So okay. Whatever games should we bring? Just those?
What else is there?
There's Pictionary, there's Clue, there's Battleship, there's Puzzles, there's Monopoly. Don't bring Monopoly, please. Dear God, don't do Monopoly. Don't do Monopoly.
Emma, it's in your closet.
I
You're
don't
homosexual.
want it. Mom put it there.
Well, you do have the biggest closet, so
I have to. Okay.
you used to be in the closets.
How about okay? We also have Pictionary and headbands. Do you have like a preference? 'Cause I don't.
No, these are good. I'm
Okay,
fine
yeah,
with
let's
these.
just stay
These
with
are main ones.
Yeah, those are the peak.
We gotta gaslight people to get Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you later. I gotta get back to the... No, but there was this one time I meant to tell you. There was a garage sale a while back, and it was when me, Maritz, and Papa were going shopping, and I didn't know we were going right out to lunch after that, so I forgot about it by that point. But there was a garage sale, and it had makeup, and I bought the makeup, but they also had a couple of games. Like, they had a bundle with Cards Against Humanity and Exploding Kittens in it, and I didn't buy it. I was going to tell you about it so you can bring more money, but then I forgot because we went out to lunch.
You disappointment. You mean you disappointment.
I have to finish my stream for school.
Oh, now you have some drama.
I suppose.
Yes.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, make sure to put the rest of the stream on. Put the other part of the stream on at school. Oh, crap.
Oh, I forgot about that. I don't know if I can like link it onto it. I can try.
You probably shouldn't in general.
Probably not. No, I don't want to show Mr. Williamson.
Some bad stuff was there.
Yeah.
Some stuff that I even regretted saying.
Okay, I gotta get back to it. Or this is never gonna end.
I gotta put these cards in the bag for my laptop.
But you didn't close the door. Okay, I just realized I have peeps. I'll have a little snack during this. Okay. Okay. We're getting down to it. The bare bones stuff. Come on. I just watched this one recently as well. This movie is really good. It's it definitely has kind of biographical vibes, but it's it has Joaquin Phoenix and another child actor who's really good. I don't know how A24 keeps getting these good child actors. Unheard of, honestly. Completely unheard of. But this movie is really good. It's really emotional. It's one of those like human performances that Joaquin Phoenix gives instead of like something over the top like Joker, you know? And I really liked it. I thought all the characters were really relatable and likable, and I really related to the struggle of it and just trying to... A lot of the theme of the movie is like taking care of someone and what happens when they kind of like push you to your limit. And I really related to that theme of it, so I'm gonna put this one probably in B tier. Pretty nice movie, pretty cute movie. Kind of a audience pleaser, I would kind of say. I would definitely recommend that to a bunch of people though. The Humans. This movie is super underrated in my opinion. Not many people. I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually talk about it. But it's a really great movie. It's kind of like it's like a family drama mixed with a weird supernatural thriller, and it works surprisingly well. The supernatural elements kind of feed into the emotional turmoil of the characters. There's one scene in particular that I remember while watching this. It's so well done. It's recording the mother character who, I don't know the name of the actress, but I don't think she's very well known in the acting industry, which is a damn shame because the acting and the visual effects in the scene are amazing, and it's just her, not visual effects, it's the direction, I mean to say, and it's just her face during a normal conversation, and it's just going through all like the stages of stress and grief all at once during a seemingly mundane moment, and it's so good. It's so emotional. And like for that reason alone, I probably will put this one in A tier. It's not like crazy amazing like other A24 films, but I think it's underrated. I think more people should see it, and I think it has a lot of heart behind it, really. Okay, next one. After Yang. I liked it. I don't think it's A24's best, and I think this movie would hit a lot of other people more emotionally. especially like people that are adopted, which this movie kind of has themes of adoption. And I think the setting of this movie is really interesting, but it's not really well fleshed out. It's set in the future, where there are bots and what else? Clones walking around, which is interesting, but they really don't dive into that idea very much. It's more just about like the family element of kind of like parenting with like AI, basically not AI, but it's with robots, like help with parenting. How off hands should you be? Um, it's a very good movie. It's very emotional. It's it's also really gorgeous. I remember I almost cried just because of how gorgeous it was by itself. But it can be bland at some points. It can feel overwhelming. That works for some people, but it can be like a little X. We're getting into the X trilogy. This is the first movie, and I thought it was all right. I think they could have pushed the bar a little more. I think it is a really interesting movie, and I think it started a really great franchise where it dives into ideas of stardom and what you're willing to do to push that boundary. I think the other movies dive into that better, but this one kind of opens the idea. And it has really good frill, and it's a horror film, and it has really good frills and kills, and that rhymed. And it is a great horror film. I think it's a really great slasher, kind of reminiscent of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and other earlier horror films. It's a good movie. I liked it. It's not like anything too groundbreaking, but I liked it for what it was. Put it in B tier probably. Well, B tier. Okay, next one. Ooh, oh, this masterpiece. Okay, this movie has. I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said about Everything Everywhere All at Once? It truly is a masterpiece. I mean, it is just amazing what has been done with this movie. It is so, God, I remember watching this for the first time, and when it ended, I literally sat there just staring at my black phone screen for a good couple of minutes. It was it just hit me so hard, this movie. And it left me sobbing. I'm not gonna lie. This is an emotional film. It is really sad at points. Well, not sad. It just like hits you in the feels at points really hard. And it has themes of choosing your life and family and morality and nihilism. It's just a really amazing movie that throws everything at you and that makes sense. If it's overwhelming, then it should be. It's supposed to be. It's just a piece of art that knows what it is, and it's directed by the Daniels, who also made Swiss Army Man, and they're just able to take these really mundane, gross, weird concepts and make them emotional and amazing, and that's kind of great. That's kind of amazing. And it won the Oscar for Best Picture, and it won a bunch of other Oscars, which damn right it should have. It's amazing. So I'm going to put it in S tier. Okay, next film. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This movie was also nominated the same year Everything Everywhere was nominated, and this is a really good movie. It did make me cry. It is a really wholesome film, and it's kind of reminiscent of there was, I guess, a YouTube series about this little shell named Marcel. And I wonder if that's why his name is Marcel, because it rhymes with shell. Anyway, it's a really great film, and it's emotionally imbalanced, and it's just kind of a cute movie. I think it's one of A24's like only like kids films. I guess I would say, like, anyone could watch it, but like it's a family film. You can watch it with anybody, really. And it's really cute and emotional and sad at parts, and it really gets you in the feels. I think I'll put it in B tier. Oh, okay. Follow me and you will see. Okay. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. The next one. Many, Many Bodies. This is a fun movie. I feel like okay, I'm like running at my thoughts too fast. Let me just take a second. Chew, swallow, breathe. Okay. I feel like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is a really fun movie, but I think it's a little too try hard with its Gen Z messaging. And the dialogue at points kind of it's still fun, but it kind of like had me just cringing a little bit. But I do think it's definitely a more fun slasher film. Well, if you could call it that. It is the twist at the end, I really did get me. I really didn't expect it. But I really like this film, and it's it has like some ideas in it that aren't fully fleshed out. Like how friend groups treat new members and stuff like that. Modern friend groups. Hang on. Yep.
Sorry again. Do you have any bags?
There's some like on the stairs that you could put them in.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Actually, I might have a good roll back. No, I think I put it back on the stand. Well, hang on. I just remember to have this.
Okay, because I found this.
That would work. Maybe not as well.
As well. I'm going to try to.
This is.
Alrighty. Thank you, Emma Rose.
You're welcome.
Can I have a cheap peep?
No.
May I have a peep then?
What?
May I have a peep then?
No.
Can I steal his head?
Fine.
Thank you.
The things I do for my brother.
Thank you.
Okay. No, get out of here.
Thank you.
Get out of here. Anyway.
I'll start gambling tomorrow.
Well, now I'm chewing. Okay. Bodies, Body, Bodies. Put it in B tier. That stands for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It's not the only reason why I'm putting it in that tier. Okay. Pearl. Okay, what time are we on? Okay, almost 1 hour 30. Just 30 more minutes. Then I'm out of here. Okay, I'm not getting much sleep tonight, am I? Pearl. Okay. This is the second movie in the Ty West X franchise. This is the movie, you might know this one from the one clip about the girl saying, "I want to be a star." I'm a star, you know? You might have seen the theater kids doing that. Kind of annoying, but whatever. And I don't like it when people like reference something and not really understand what it is and not watching the movie beforehand. Maybe they have, but I just like it gets on my nerves sometimes. I'm a pretentious movie nerd. I can't help it. But anyway, this movie in of itself is a really good film. I think it does have really interesting ideas of stardom and expectations and undiagnosed mental health issues and what that means for building entertainment industries. And I think, and Mia Goth, oh my god, she is the queen of this movie. If she wasn't the one in the role, I don't think this movie would have worked nearly as well. But yeah, this is a really entertaining film. The monologue at the end of the movie, the 8-minute one, is really powerful, especially with Mia Goth's delivery. I think this movie is amazing, and I think she should have been nominated for an Oscar for that, but it's not the first time the Oscars messed up. They done messed up. But, it's still a really great movie. The costumes are great, the set design, I love everything about this film. It is great. I think I'm going to put it, I kind of want to say A tier, just risk it for the biscuit. There are elements, though, of this film that I didn't love, like the pacing. Screw it, I'm putting it in A tier. Screw the haters. Mid-90s should be in B tier. Wait, is it? Did I say A tier? I meant B tier. I'm gonna put mid-90s in B tier. Sorry. After Sun. Wow, this one broke me when I first watched it. It's a really well done movie. Paul Mescal got nominated for this movie, which well deserved. I thought the main actress of this film should have also gotten nominated, but it's really heartbreaking what happens at the end, and it's piecing together this puzzle that you eventually figure out, and it just hurts when you figure it out what actually happened here during this vacation between this father and daughter duo. It's not a film that I can easily revisit, but man did it break me. But the way it broke me, I think I'm gonna have to put it in S tier. It's so wonderfully directed and just well done. I can't even begin to discuss. Man, I have a lot in S tier. I might be an A24 fanatic. Surprise, surprise. As I say, while I go for all the films, I pass through all the movies that I haven't seen. How many left do we have? All right, that's an okay number. Okay, The Whale. It's a Brendan Fraser Oscar movie. Not really much to it. It's a good movie, in of itself, just considering the film itself. I didn't love it. I thought like the acting outside of Brendan Fraser and the other actress, I forgot her name. Okay, now it's gonna drive me crazy. Hang on. I don't want to. Actually, okay, I'm just gonna stick to the creator because I don't want to stress out the computer system. Anyway, the other adult actress who's in it, she's also really good. But Sadie Sink and the other not child actor, I guess, but they're younger actors. They kind of felt like they were reading off a play script, which this movie is based off a play, especially the young actor who played the young Mormon boy. It's not a Mormon. I don't know. He was like a traveling salesman for God. I don't know what it's called. I know it has a certain name, but it's not Mormonism exactly what he's doing. But anyway, he didn't do that great of a job in that role, but I feel like everyone was still trying with the material. It is kind of a bland film. It does hammer home its message too hard, I think. And the way it starts, it doesn't execute it very well, but I do think the performances really do elevate it, even with the lesser performances. It's still able to kind of just keep its head above water, I would say. The Whale, a head above water. I didn't even mean to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna put this one maybe in C tier. Yeah. But it could be better. I think this is the last movie in here that I can say is like, oh no, never mind. I saw the TV glow. I was gonna say I think this is the last movie in here that I can say is really freaking weird. But nah, it's Beau is Afraid of God. That attic scene is insane. It is an insane thrill ride of a movie. It is stressful. It is crazy. It is just like everything at you at once. I don't think it'll work with for a lot of people, and I think the first half kind of leaves a lot to be desired, and it ends really abruptly. And I feel like I feel like the ending, it probably makes sense to Ari Aster, the director, but it's not explained well enough to us as an audience, I don't think. So I think, yeah, the ending, I'm just gonna start like I think you can hear me from here, but I'm gonna start like turning off my lights and stuff, and I gotta pretty much like go to bed right after this. Because it's getting really late, and if I want to get any sleep. Anyway, Ari Aster, I think he knows what he's doing with his films, and he always seems to be like a couple steps ahead of the audience. So I think he probably has a really good grapple of what he wanted for this movie, and you gotta respect a director for not trying to like swerve and make it more appealing for their audience, but it is you gotta sometimes just consider how they're gonna take it versus how he's gonna take it versus how they're gonna take it. So the acting by Joaquin Phoenix is great. It is a crazy movie, and I definitely did enjoy myself. I could not say I was bored, but it is a crazy movie again. So I'm gonna put it's just hitting you over the head several times and does not give you much room to breathe, which is okay. I can enjoy films like that. I mean, I loved Everything Everywhere at Once. I think I'm gonna put this one in B tier because I did enjoy myself when I was watching it. Okay. Next film. Some water. Past Lives. Man, I wanted to like this film more than I did. I liked Past Lives. I didn't love it, and I really wanted to love it because everyone else loved it. But I think you have to be a certain age to better connect with the story, and you have to live for more specific circumstances. I'm still young. Obviously, I haven't been through the experiences that these characters have been through. So I haven't had that hit me yet, but it is very competently directed and made, and I can't deny that it is a wonderful movie. I wanted it to hurt me more than it did, but um I think it is definitely a film that I could recommend to a lot of people, and I think it would hit them pretty hard, but mostly adults, I would say. Um, but yeah, I think it is a very well done movie. Through what I know I'm the way I talk about it, I'm not a big fan of it, but I did like it quite a bit. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I just really wanted to love it, you know? Like if I did with like After Sun, everybody was talking about that movie and how emotional that was. But I think I was able to better relate to After Sun than Past Lives because I am a daughter, but I'm not a married woman with a past. So, it's a lot of A24 films. Their best quality is their relatability. And unfortunately, not every movie can relate to every single person. So, I think that movie would better be suited for an older audience. I think it wouldn't be made for me, which is okay. It's completely okay. Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a really interesting horror movie. I liked it quite a bit, but I don't think I loved it as other people did. This movie was really popular because it was actually the directorial debut of two YouTubers, and that's a pretty big deal having just amateur filmmakers actually make a whole ass movie, and it actually got like quite a bit of money. Like A24 actually made a pretty big budget back from it, which is it's not rare, but like A24, a lot of it is put into a lot of their money does come from like their shops and stuff, and other than their films, which is okay. Obviously support independent film makers and film businesses. But anyway, Talk to Me was surprising because it hit a large audience of people, and it made a big budget back, and it's actually getting a sequel, which A24 doesn't usually do sequels. I think their only examples of sequels is the X trilogy, which was already planned out, that was already going to happen, and also the Souvenir franchise, Souvenir Part 1 and Souvenir Part 2, which I haven't seen those movies, so I wouldn't know if the sequel's warranted, but yeah, and then, okay, Talk to Me. Talk to Me as a movie is good, I would say. It's not, like, as good as I think everyone else says it is. I feel like it does really peak during the party scenes when they're trying the hand for the first time, and then the rest of it is just kind of pretty good from there. But yeah, the horror elements are well done, I would say. They're not like anything too groundbreaking, but I like them. And it is a pretty clear allegory, but I get what they're trying to do. So I think I'm going to put this one in B tier. B. 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 Okay. Priscilla. I wanted to like this movie more than I did. I like Sofia Coppola a lot, and I wanted to like praise this movie, but I just couldn't really get behind it too much. It's not very interesting. I feel like Priscilla had a more lively life than what's depicted. I know Sofia Coppola, she's really well known for being for depicting more human sides of characters, which I think she did really well with the movie Marie Antoinette, and also with what was it? Her most popular film, God, Lost in Translation. I think she did it better with those movies. But Priscilla herself as a character doesn't really hit those peaks because she is she is a well-known person in culture history with Elvis, but like her story, it's so simplified in this movie, and I know I've heard she's helped with like the business side of Elvis's administration, and that's not at all depicted here. It's kind of just her more innocent, like kind of being used side, you know? But I think all the performances really bring it together. It is a gorgeous movie. An A24 movie being gorgeous, who would have known? It is very competently directed. I think all of the issues with the directing are made up for with the or issues with not the direction, the issues with the script are made for in the direction. So I'm gonna put this one in C tier for now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in C tier. I wanted to like it as more than I did, but you know, it is what it is. I might put The Killing of a Sacred Deer in D tier. Actually, I might put The Spectacular Now in D tier. I don't know. I wanted to like it as more than I did, but it happens, you know. Okay, Dream Scenario. I really like this movie. It's such a fun movie, Dream Scenario. It's Nicolas Cage at his most Nicolas Cage. His Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Caging really hard in this Nicolas Cage film, frankly. It's Nicolas Cage's best, is what I'm trying to say, and this role was made for him. Like, if he didn't accept this role, then I don't know who would have, and who would have been able to make it as good as he did. It's a really fun movie. I remember having a blast watching it. The ending is like, but the ending itself, it's too A24. If you watch it, you'll kind of get what I mean. It's very A24. It's a very A24 ending, but it is really fun for what it is, and it does have kind of it's a little over the head with the I feel like the kind of ideas of cancel culture kind of come out of nowhere, but other than that, I think it's a really fun movie. And yeah, I had a blast with it. I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna put it high B tier. I think I don't know if I can compare it to like the movies in eight. Yeah, I don't think I can. Maybe I can. I think I would say high B tier. You know, it was a really fun movie. I would definitely watch it again if I had the chance. Ooh, The Zone of Interest. This is one of my favorite movies of 2023. Yeah, that's the year it came out, 2023. Oh man, that was a hard movie though. It's God, like the scenes where you can hear what's going on over the wall while you're just like watching these mundane events take place. It's a really hard film to watch, because it criticizes you as an observer. So okay, I'm gonna go over the plot really quickly without spoiling it. Well, there's not much to spoil, but it's about a family that lives right next to a concentration camp, and the father of the family is actually like I think the supervisor of the camp. He's a Nazi soldier, and every day they live out their lives while these atrocities are taking place right next to them. And sometimes, and there are moments in the film that are just like, it makes your stomach drop. It's not even an R-rated film, but it's just super intense. And there are moments in the film where you can hear screaming from the other side of the wall. It's very faint, but you can hear it definitely. The sound design in this film is freaking fantastic. I have to say that it is an amazingly directed and just like competently made film. Zone of Interest. Oh Lord, it's intense. It does get super freaking intense, you know? It's really well directed. It has to be one of my favorite movies of last year, not last year, the year after that, the before that, 2023 is what I'm trying to say. But it's definitely one of my favorite A24 movies. It's so well done. It's so well directed. It makes your stomach drop every like event, every scene where the atrocities over the wall are hinted at. So the concentration camp, it's and the house, they're literally separated by just one big garden wall. And whenever there's an event that hints to the atrocities over the wall, it just makes your stomach drop. Like there's a scene where I guess one of the prisoners actually from one of the Jewish people from the camp actually escape, and you see it from the child's perspective where he's watching this happen, and you don't even see what happens. You just hear like the gunshots go off and the screaming, and it's just like it's so horrifying in a way being a viewer in that movie. I might have to move this to S tier actually. I was thinking about putting it in A tier, but this movie, it deserves S tier. I'm not gonna lie. It's really, really good. Okay, S tier. Okay, next film, The Iron Claw. Oh wow, this is a heartbreaking film. It is super sad. I don't know if I can say anything about it that no one else has already said. It is well directed, it's well paced. There are some issues with the script, I would say, but they're more than made up for with the acting by Zac Efron, especially, but by the other actors too. Jeremy Strong's in this one, and not Jeremy Strong, sorry, Jeremy Allen White is in this one, and he has an amazing performance there. And it's just like, it's a really heartbreaking story about real events, and that just makes it so much worse. And it's just told really well, and a really like revealing kind of like kind of revealing what toxic masculinity actually is, which is, it's just a very great film. And okay, I'm gonna put this one in probably, I think it's a little better than B tier. I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. Yeah, A tier. Although I might have recency bias because that one just came out recently. Okay, Love Lies Bleeding. I have a weird opinion. This movie's weird. It's not like as weird as the other ones, but it's like the ending comes out of nowhere, but it also doesn't. It's hard to explain because it's like weird kind of fantasy elements at the end that it's not hinted at during the entire film, but it also kind of makes sense towards where it was building. It's an odd film. It's directed by the same person who directed Saint Maud, and I do think this movie's slightly better. I think the best thing about this film is probably the chemistry between the two women. It is a really commonly directed film. The action is really intense and great, and you definitely do feel the relationship really well. That's probably the movie's strongest suit, is the relationship between the two women, and the other actors are really good. I don't really remember their names. I don't even remember the other woman that's in this movie. She was in Twilight. She played Bella. Okay, I'm tired. I'm not sure, but anyway, this is a really great movie, I would say. Love Lies Bleeding. It's a fun movie. It's more of a fun movie than the other, like, I'm gonna just put these ones together. Mississippi Grind, Dream Scenario, and Love Lies Bleeding, I think, like, fall under the category of more fun A24 movies. Actually, I would also say Spring Breakers. These movies kind of like fall under the category of more like fun A24 movies rather than like character-driven, scary. Actually, I would probably put Bodies, and mid-90s under there too. Not Beau is Afraid. Beau is Afraid is not a fun movie. But these 5 right here, I would say, and Disaster, sorry, yeah, there's more fun A24 movies than I thought there would be. These 6 right here, I would say, fall more under the more fun sort of look of A24 rather than being too, like, character-driven. Well, they are character-driven, don't get me wrong, but I would rather watch, like, if I wanted to watch an A24 movie that was more fun, I would probably pick one of these 6, Okay. Go back down again. Oh, no, this isn't the list. Okay, there's a couple left. Okay, Civil War. This movie is so underrated. It did not get much hype last year at all, and it should have been nominated for something, for God's sake. God. Anyway, this movie, it has really interesting ideas about war, about how we treat it in our society, and what it means to not choose a side. This movie is really interesting, and it caused a lot of like kind of backlash for it because the characters don't exactly choose. It's a war, and you don't know why it's happening, what it's about, and you don't know what the sides are. It doesn't really specifically state if there's like one side that's Republican and one side that's Democrat. It's hinted at, but it's never stated. And you just don't know why they're fighting, why they're having a war, and the main characters don't really help that fact because they're journalists, they're non-biased, and they're just there to document what's happening basically. And I know it's almost frustrating to watch this movie because you want these characters to kind of like speak up a little bit more, but you understand that they can't because they're journalists. That's their job, to stay biased towards what's happening, even though these horrible atrocities are happening all around them. And there's this like specific scene that I love because of like how it builds tension, where Jesse Plemons, he's in this movie, he's one of my favorite actors working right now. It's so scary. It's so threatening. He basically like threatens the group, and just like go online. You don't even have to watch the entire movie. Just go online to watch the scene. And he asks the group, "What kind of American are you?" And it's such an interesting scene. It's just so good at like tension building. Definitely. And then I like the rest of the moments of this movie too a lot. So I think I'm going to put this one in A tier, probably. I think it's definitely underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I think it was one of the best movies of last year, honestly. I'm going to blow my nose again. Sorry, hang on. Okay, we're almost to the end of the stream. We're also almost the end of the movies. This is around 2 hours. Almost around 2 hours. I still have, I think, like 10 minutes left. Yeah, 10 minutes or 9 minutes, but yeah, sorry. Okay. The reason why I didn't want to do this in your class was just, it's not because I don't think it probably would have been less stressful for me actually, but I wanted to just get it one and done. I wanted to do I didn't want to like split up my stream time from 45 minutes. I just wanted to like get it done in one sitting. And I also didn't, I also just like, wanted to kind of just do this alone in my room, just have that kind of free space. And yeah, I thought it would be easier to do it like this. You know me in your class, I'm always like big on just getting an assignment done as soon as I possibly can, so then I don't have to worry about it later. And which probably made this assignment more stressful for me, but it's fine. Okay, I saw the TV Glow. I love this movie. It's okay. I think it's the last movie on this list that's like super freaking weird. I mean, the rest of these movies have their weirder moments, except The Brutalist probably. And Sing Sing, not Sing Sing, but A Different Man, Heretic, and Maxine can get a little odd. But I Saw the TV Glow is crazy. It's a trans allegory, and you can kind of like get the idea of what the film's saying. You definitely have to like search up what all of these like messages and hidden meanings are about this film after you watch it. But it is a gorgeous film, and I love the director. I don't quite remember her name. I wonder if it's on the... No, it's not on the poster. But anyway, it's just a really gorgeous looking film. It's really well directed. I love the neon glow of it. I really love this movie. I think this is my favorite movie of 2024, actually, which is saying something, because 2024 was... Oh, okay, actually, maybe not saying something. It was an okay year of film, but yeah, I really loved this movie when I first saw it, and I love it now, and it's just really tense and wonderful and beautiful and weird, Okay, I'm gonna put this one in probably S tier, actually. Yeah. I mean, I might change my mind later, but yeah. Sorry, I'm really tired. Okay. It's 11 o'clock, and I have to do this for another, 8 minutes? Oh, okay, 6 minutes. Okay, Maxine, I'm just gonna speed run these last few. Okay, Maxine, definitely the weakest one of the X franchise. the events don't really come together really well. I think there's some really great action scenes, and once again, Mia Goth is like just stealing the goddamn show. Um, I really like the setting of old Hollywood, but I wish they committed more to that idea. Like, there's this one scene that could have been really cool where they're actually exploring the house that was used to film Psycho, like the actual house that they used in real life, the movie Psycho. And there's a scene where Maxine, the main character, she runs into the house and she closes the door behind her, where this killer is like is following her. And they could have had a really fun scene where she runs up the stairs and then knocks the killer down from the stair top, like in the scene in Psycho, but they don't. Instead, security guard finds the killer before he can get her. And it's just like really disappointing. It's kind of a disappointing movie. It's not terrible, but you know, they could have done more, and I think the glitz and glam of it just doesn't really make up for it. But it does have some interesting themes in there that I have to acknowledge. This is all right. I'm gonna put in D tier. That might be a little vicious, but it could have been better. You know, after the amazing movie that was Pearl, following up with that is just so disappointing. Okay, back to the good stuff. Sing Sing, oh my gosh, this movie was snubbed last Oscars. This movie is so good. It's so emotional. It's just like there's so much connection. I think you would like this a lot, Miss Williamson. If you're still somehow watching this, which like props to you if you are, honestly. Like I could not sit here and watch some teenager bitch and moan about A24 movies for 2 hours straight. I could not do it. And I love A24 movies. And so, anyway, I love this movie so much. And I think you would like it too, because it's about theater. It's about the healing powers of theater. And it's about this group of men who start this theater club. Well, specifically one man who starts a theater club while he's in prison, and he's convicted for a crime that he didn't commit. And it's just the healing powers that theater brings onto a group of convicts and people that we see as like society's trash in a way. It's kind of like that idea that the Shawshank Redemption kind of brings up, where we disregard these people without really knowing them, and then we're able to see their humanity through this play that they put on. It's just a really beautiful story. I think I'm going to put this one in A tier because I wanted to connect to it better than I did. I still really connected to it well, but I do think I would connect to it better when I'm older and when I have more of those kind of experiences, and when I explore more in theater itself. So yeah, sorry, I'm a little congested right now, and it's like really getting to me now. It gets to me like later at night. Breathe. Okay. A Different Man, the last free. A Different Man. I like this movie. It's one of the better ones of 2024. It discusses really interesting issues of how society will treat you when you are like visually different from each other. And it's kind of like how the main character, he's born with face disfigurement, and later in his life he finds a surgery that fixes it. Well, not fixes it, but it makes his face look more like other people's faces. It makes him basically like conventionally attractive. And then he meets a man that looks exactly how he used to look, and he finds that this man is living a much better life than he used to live with the same looks that he had. So it's kind of this jealousy story, and then these two men are in this play together, and then the man who has the face disfigurement, he gets the part where the other man should have gotten it because he was literally it's a really interesting story about accepting yourself, and I think it's told in a really nuanced way. So I think I'm going to put this one in A tier. I think it's a more underrated A24 movie, honestly. And also I don't remember the performer's last name. Sebastian Stan. Oh, here it is. The man right here. He's not as I wish he was in more films, but he just like brings this casualness to the performance that's so good. And I thought he should have been nominated for supporting actor, but supporting actor last year was really tough. It was a really intense category. There's a lot of great performances last year for supporting actor. Okay, Heretic. I like this movie. I just watched this one too. I think it's a really great A24 horror movie. I think it ends a little abruptly, but it dives into themes of religion, which it shines a really revealing light on it, which might be really hard for some people to watch. So I can't really recommend it to everybody, but I seriously enjoyed it. The horror scenes did get to me. Some of them were really shocking and upsetting. And yeah, I really like this film. I think the hype around it was warranted. And yeah, I'm going to put it in B tier. Okay, the very last movie, drum roll, God, drum roll. The Brutalists. This movie was nominated for quite a few Oscars during the 2024 Oscar race, so I watched it then, and it's a very long movie. It's almost 3.5 hours long. Early 21st century filmmaking. It's a film that kind of reminds me of like more movies like earlier Scorsese films. It kind of reminds me of Shawshank Redemption in a way. It's one of those films that just actually, you know what? It reminds me of a lot about Once Upon a Time in America without the crime. Basically, it's a reveal of the American system and how it treats immigrants. And it's equal parts interesting. In a way, it's really not uplifting. What's the word I was looking for? It's kind of grand in the way it's presented. The cinematography is gorgeous, and it won an Oscar, which I'm super glad about. It is a gorgeous film, and the score is just amazing. It's so uplifting in that first scene, and then in the final scenes of the film, it just like breaks you. And this movie, it's super long is the only issue, and I feel like there are scenes that can be shaved down. And I guess also Adrian Brody, there was like kind of controversy where AI was used for the voice, which I mean, like, I think AI should always just be used to make things better instead of making things, but like I using AI on actors, I don't really support at all. Like, if an actor can't do a role because of their voice, then they shouldn't be doing the role, is the issue. So that's at least what I believe. But yeah, okay. We are at the 2-hour mark, so this would be the end of the stream. Real quick, just gonna go over the categories. Okay, S tier, I said The Witch, Swiss Army Man, Moonlight, The Florida Project, Lady Bird, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Lighthouse, After Sun, First Reformed, Hereditary, Midsommar, The Zone of Interest, and I Saw the TV Glow. When I think about it, I think I'm going to take Hereditary and I'm going to put it in A tier, actually. Okay, A tier is Ex Machina, Hereditary now, The Green Knight, Room, 8th Grade, The Iron Claw, Good Time, Pearl, Climax, The Humans, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, The Brutalist, Civil War, Sing Sing, and A Different Man. Okay, I think I might have some recency bias for A Different Man, so I'm going to bring it down here to B tier. Okay, B tier is Talk to Me, Heretic, A Different Man, Enemy, Past Lives, After Yang, Minari, Come On, Under the Skin, Lock, Green Room, Mississippi Grind, Dream Scenario, Love Lies Bleeding, Mid-90s, Spring Breakers, Bodies, The Disaster Artist, The Lobster, Beau is Afraid, The Farewell, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, 20th Century Woman, Uncut Gems, and X. I think I stand by all of those. Yeah, I think I stand by all of those. Okay. C tier is Saint Maud, The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Priscilla, The Spectacular Now, and The Whale. I stand by all of those. D tier, A Most Violent Year, Lamb, and Maxine, and the only one in F tier is Tusk, which is a testament to how good A24 movies are, or maybe just a testament at how good I'm at picking A24 movies to watch, because the only one I hated was Tusk. So, okay, that is the end of my stream, Mr. Williamson, and anyone else who decided to show up. I'm sure you're gone by now, but congratulations if you somehow made the end to it, to the end of the stream. God, I can speak. Okay, now the issue is just like making sure that I don't delete all of this footage. Yeah, okay. I think I just click end stream, and hopefully that'll just be that. And yeah, I just hope that this saves. And okay, I will see you later. Bye, Mr. Williamson. Oh, set outro video. No, okay.